Howdy, howdy, fellow YouTubers. It's Mr. Z Bunch Numbers, and none other than Flying Monkey here. We got a little bit of an update for y'all's viewerships. Me and the monkey visited Wally Mart this morning, and I'm going to let you listen to the Flying Monkey tell us about what he found. Howdy, fellow YouTubers. Look what I got. I got me this Warrior Burritos truck. Those Warriors Burritos, they is some good stuff. I done frequent this truck for some of my burritos. I like burritos. And then this truck came down from Malaysia. That's where they make this truck, and then they make the burritos. Yeah, burritos. I like burritos. Yeah. That's our flying monkey friend for sure. He was definitely a little bit overly joyful for his burrito truck this morning, but that wasn't all of the excitement. I'll show you more of the excitement a little bit later in this video. Bought this personal car for none other than Mrs. Z. She likes her some burritos and some kind of really good Mexican food. But I just thought this truck was hilarious. It's a burrito truck with a kind of a luchador type dude on the side. Pretty cool. It's got a cracked blister, so I didn't see that when I bought it, so we're probably going to do a ripping video on this one, so that way Flying Monkey can ride around on the burrito truck and when he's visiting Mrs. Z. So yeah, we got the burrito truck. That's a brand new on the Matchbox. And then the other car that I picked up that I was really surprised to see is this BMW R1200 RTR police motorcycle. I was kind of surprised to see that there was only one of these. I got to Walmart this morning with the Flying Monkey, and we got there at about, I'd say 6:30, and the pegs were completely full. Nobody else had been there before me. You could tell it's pretty obvious. And I looked through the pegs and was flipping through them. I saw this one, and I'm like, alright, I wonder if there's another one. So I kept flipping through the pegs, and then there's only this one, so it may be that there's only one of these things to a case, and if that's the case, these things might be pretty hard to come by, so you may need to be one of the first few people to kind of flip through the matchboxes to get one of these. So if you really want one of these, you're going to have to kind of be progressive and get out there and look for them, because they're not going to sit around for long. And based on what I've seen in the past, these Matchbox police motorcycles are pretty hard to get. I mean, I've tried to buy some on eBay, and I haven't had too much luck. I mean, you're going to pay $7-8 just because people like to collect police stuff, and it's a motorcycle. It's a BMW motorcycle. I'm sure there's a lot of BMW bike enthusiasts that would love to have this, not to mention that's just a police bike. So yeah, if you really want this one, you're probably going to have to look pretty hard for it, but you never know. These might show up in a couple more assortments as they throw it in there a couple more times, but really sweet looking bike. I have to say that I give Matchbox a lot more credit on this bike. I mean, you can see some of the similar features that this has to the Ducati bike. I think it's the same front wheel, and I'm not sure what the back wheel comes from. I've never seen it before, but it's a weird looking rear wheel, but it shares some of the same features with the Ducati bike, but looks like a lot more of a polished bike than the Ducati does from Hot Wheels. So anyways, I found those Matchboxes, and then going through the dump bin, I had noticed walking up to it that there was one case dumped into it, and these are what I found. I picked up the Year of the Dragon edition. It's pretty much, I shouldn't say pretty much, it is a special edition. I'm not sure on the limitedness of this. I don't think it's going to run into the next to case assortment, so if you didn't see it with the Mix N, which is the Surf Crate Treasure Hunt Red Line type mix, you're probably not going to see that again, but I'm not sure on that, so don't quote me. And then I'm going to read to you what the back says. It says, "This Hot Wheels Special Edition celebrates 2012, the Year of the Dragon. The dragon is often associated with the new beginnings and good fortune for all." I thought that was pretty cool. It's got a little Chinese inscription on the neck and one of the bolt parts, and they got the E19 base code, and I think it's a metal bottom plate with the plastic, I think, which is pretty typical. And then the other car I got is the Surf Crate regular treasure hunt. I just got done bashing this in my last video, and I'm still gonna bash it. This is the definitive proof that I buy a car just for the green stripe, which I'm not necessarily proud of. This car is just ugly. I'm sure there's some of you out there that like it, so don't take it personally. I'm not saying that you have bad taste. I'm just saying that I don't like it, me personally. So, I don't know. This one, I'm sure will eventually be opened, and even if I find another one of these on the pegs, I'm leaving it because there's nothing here with this car. I mean, sure, you could trade it, but I wouldn't even trade a car like this. I'd just give it away in a package if I ever sent one out. So yeah, it's a treasure hunt. That's about all it is. And then, now that I'm done bashing the Surf Crate, I'll stop doing that. Stop being a hater. I found a treasure hunt. Be grateful. I saved something for last. I'm sure y'all know it always gets saved for last. Hot Wheels City Works 2012. We've got a little bit of a 70 Chevelle SS wagon. Ooh, I like wagons. Nice card art. I like that. Kind of looks like a demo derby car. Alright. They had dumped one more case into my dump bin, and they've been dumping cases progressively into the dump bin, all of which are the red line mix, because when they put the dump bin out, there was only enough for a partial dump bin to be put in, because there's a bunch of old junk that's sitting on the bottom that hasn't sold for a year. But so yeah, they've been dumping progressively one case at a time, like about one every week and a half, one every week. And I had been about a day late the last time a case was dumped. And this morning I went into Walmart at about, I'd say 6:30 with Flying Monkey. Kind of had that feeling, that gut feeling that I've kind of grown. I don't know if any of you ever have this feeling, but it's just that feeling like, oh man, I know that if I go this morning, I'm going to find something. And that was the kind of the gut feeling I had this morning. Walked into the dump bin, first thing I see is cars sorted evenly. Like, when you dump it out of a case, they're going to come out like on top of each other like you would see packed up in a case. And I'm like, ooh, that might be a case. So I'm sifting through it, and the last car I pulled out of the pile, and on the very bottom of the last row that looks sorted like it came out of the case, picked up the Super. So this is, I think, my second Super of August. I found one on the, no, I don't know, I'm not sure. But anyways, I've nonetheless found the Super, and I don't know what else to say. It's pretty cool. I mean, I definitely have been very fortunate, and a lot of it comes down to I've been studying the forums, trying to pay attention to how long after the first person posts on Hot Wheels Club that they hit our area, and kind of averaging it out and trying to gauge when I should start looking, because in the Midwest we're going to get it, a few weeks after the, I think it's East Coast or West Coast, either way, but the coasts are going to get it quicker than, say, the Midwest and all the other places. So, but I've got it pretty much down to a science, and the only time that I find stuff is in the morning. So it's like, either get there in the morning or you're not going to find it, because any other time of the day you have the older people who are up and moving and are out and about. They're going to be up late, and they don't, from what I've talked to, the older people that collect in my community, that are a 40+ group, they don't get up early in the morning, like 6 o'clock, something like that. They don't like to get up. So I get up 6 o'clock and I go out and hunt, and that's when I've had my best luck. So if you have a lot of collectors in your area, early in the morning's probably your best bet, or late at night. But that's just my 2 cents. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed Flying Monkey and his craziness. Peace until our next update.